Okay, we gotta talk about this new Scott Pilgrim game that just got announced, titled Scott Pilgrim X. So, Scott Pilgrim X was revealed at Summer Games Fest on Friday, and they say that Scott Pilgrim X is a timed warp brawling adventure that sends Scott, Ramona Flowers, and 5 other playable characters battling across a Toronto ravaged by robots and demons. The new title comes from Tribute Games, who's also done Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge and the new upcoming Marvel Cosmic Invasion, around the same retroistic tone and visuals as we've seen in those previous games. Now, it actually turns out that some of the members from this game did come from the Scott Pilgrim vs. the World game. Bryan Lee O Malley is working closely with everybody involved with the game, and they are crafting a new story for this. Anamanaguchi, which if you don't know, Anamanaguchi did the soundtrack for the first game, as well as the soundtrack for Scott Pilgrim Takes Off that we saw in 2023, which was a big hit on Netflix and a fan favorite show. From the producer, pretty much says that Scott Pilgrim EX is going to be slightly different to the games that we've seen like Shredder's Revenge and Cosmic Invasion. Scott Pilgrim EX is more of a straightforward brawler thanks to its non-linear playstyle. This is more of you can do whatever you want to do, however you want to go about leveling up the characters, all that stuff. It's basically giving you more choice. Now, they say that this game happens in a really big world of interconnected areas, which you'll explore at your own pace. The map is fully unlocked when players begin the game. It's inspired by the classic NES beat-em-up River City Ransom, which broke ground with an open world approach to staging. While the quests in Scott Pilgrim EX have a linear progression, players will be able to jump around and get right down to business as if their moves and combos will be available from the get-go as well. There's no linear thing, so it's all going to be based upon you however you want to approach certain things, which I like that. I really like that it's giving you more freedom. They say this, and I quote, "Scott Pilgrim is really more of an adventure game when you progress through the world and complete quests, while Marvel Cosmic Invasion is a bit more similar to the traditional beat-em-ups with completing stage after stage." So they're both very different, even in combat mechanics. Scott Pilgrim X features a lot of weapons, everyday objects that you can pick up and use as weapons. Like the original game where you could pick up like an umbrella or a baseball bat and use it as a weapon to defeat certain little opponents along the way as you try to complete the level. This game is going to be taking place after the events of Scott Pilgrim Takes Off. So if you saw Scott Pilgrim Takes Off and it seems like they're going to be exploring this in this game, which is really cool. Part of it is embracing that wacky timeline, he said. It's a story written with Bryan, and it's really its own thing, but technically it happens after the events of the animated series. Yeah, we do have that confirmation that this game is going to be taking place after Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, so that's really cool. The article did also confirm that the game will be offering 4-player co-op in person and online, so if you have some friends and you want to hang out either online or in person, you guys can all play this game together with 4 players. Scott Pilgrim EX is currently on track for a 2026 release date for Nintendo Switch, PlayStation platforms, Windows PC, and Xbox platforms. There's also a website for the game as well that you can go and check out all kinds of stuff. They got all kinds of assets and a little more information about the game if you want to go check that out. I'll have it linked down below. Now, I'm excited for this. I did a video a while back, like a few months ago, asking about will Scott Pilgrim ever return, and we got a little bit of a hint from Bryan and BenDavid Grabinski saying that it will return in some ways. This was their hint towards that. I wasn't expecting anything too soon, so this really did shock me. When I was watching the Summer Games Fest with my friends, I definitely freaked out. This got a big pop out of me. But yeah, with that being said, let me know your thoughts. Are you guys excited for this new Scott Pilgrim game? Because honestly, I am. I'm glad to return back to the world of Scott Pilgrim, and it didn't take us 20 years to do it. So I'm very happy, I'm very excited, and I cannot wait to see what this new story is going to entail for these characters. So with that being said, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, turn on those post notifications for more video game news, as well as Scott Pilgrim news over here on the channel. Big love to you all, and peace out.